Hey everyone, it is Kelly Ann. It is Saturday, April 15th, and I don't have a lot of progress, but I do have some, and yeah, I have some stuff to show you. So the final 2 packages came in the mail. The first one is the backing for my Snoopy quilt. So this is from Daisy Designs Quilting. Did I already show this one? I can't remember. But it is the Cosmic, it's grunge, I think in Cosmic or Cosmo or something like that. But it's a wide back and it is the same grunge color that I used on my Snoopy quilt. So this is gonna be the backing, and then the binding is going to be the yellow. So yeah, I just have to save up because I want to send this to that quilter that sent me the coupon. That was loud. And the other one that I got in is from Birdie and Dot Fabrics. So also found on Etsy, and they are in Canada. And it's one of my 3 favorite starry fabrics. So there's this one is like one of my absolute favorites. And then I really liked the natural with the black. And then this was honestly like my other favorite, the natural with the hot pink. And I would love to find half a yard of this natural with hot pink to make a quilt with these 2. I would love that, but Starry was gonna be in the basics line, but they didn't get a repeat sale of all the colors, I guess. So they ended up not making it a basic, but now I think part of that was because they had announced that it was gonna be a basic, so people weren't rushing to buy more of it, because whenever it's a basic, it's around for at least 2 years. So then they said, oh, we aren't going to make it a basic because it wasn't reordered enough times. So now nobody can get any more of it, and people are scrambling to try and find it. So I would love to find a half a yard of the natural with hot pink stars from Starry. If you're in the know, please. There's 0 on Etsy, 0. So if there is a shop that there's very possibly a shop that still has them in stock, but they either don't have an Etsy. I haven't found it just even by Googling it. Like no shops have it hasn't come up on any shops, just Googling it. So they must not have an online presence, which isn't completely unheard of. I know of shops that don't have online online stores. They just have like a website. So if you know of somebody or a store, or you have some and you don't mind getting rid of half a yard, let me know, because I really want to make a quilt with it. But if I can't find the Starry, which is my ultimate goal, if I can't find the Starry, there is a natural background with like a hot pink and gold and white specks in the speckled line. So I'll just end up using that. But Starry is the ultimate dream for this. So that also came in the mail. And those scraps, those that little bit of Starry that I do have in the hot pink is from the jelly roll quilt that I made for Paige. We pulled out some of the colors. So we pulled out the 3 colorways that were on natural backgrounds because we went with a natural polka dot as the background. So she just wanted to keep the colored starry strips in. So yeah, so I have 2 hot pink with the fabric, 2.5 inch with the fabrics, but it's not enough to do piecework on a quilt. Like I could add a little bit of a flare, but it's not enough. Okay, so the other stuff that I've done, I have been working on my economy blocks. So I'm trying to finish up these, and then I'll just have them to square up. So I have half of them done. I have the other half here that I'm about to, I've got to square these up so that way I can sew on the final round. And then I'll press these open, and then I've got to square these up. So I've got a lot to square up. And then I need to square all of these guys up to start putting their final round on. So I have been working on that. But I need to finish the woven quilt. You can see it right here, the woven quilt. I need to work on that. I need to get that done actually, because it's a thing that needs to happen. But I also now have this Anna bag. This is Sew in Style by Sally Tomato. And it is a simple tote for beginners. So there's an alternative. You don't have to do the zipper closure. So we're not doing the zipper closure. But it finishes 17.5 wide by 15 high and 5 deep. So pretty excited about this. So the reason why I'm making this is because Paige got in the Reading Nook line. So the bottom section down here is going to be this like black or grayish. This is actually the same. It's a chambray. This is the same fabric actually that I did for the Steelers baby quilt. So this is going to be the bottom part and the outside part of the strap. And then you can see there's like an inside part of the strap, and so the inside of the strap and the lining is going to be the squirrels. So this is going to be the inside of the bag. And it's also supposed to be this little pocket, but for the little pocket, we're doing a pop of purple. So this will be the inside of the bag and the inside of the straps. Which actually, I wonder if the inside of the straps, she'll be okay if I do purple. I'm probably going to see Paige tomorrow, so I'll ask her that. And then the top half of the bag, the canvas, is the cat heads in the pinky purple colorway. So pretty exciting. Super excited. I've also never made a bag like this. So this uses, this also uses woven interfacing and sew in foam to make it like cushy, like thick and cushy, which I've never used either of those. And yeah, I've never sewn in a zipper. So yeah, this comes with an option not to do a zipper. So that's what we're doing. So yeah, pretty excited. I'm gonna have to make one of these for myself for sure. And the last thing, so this is, my economy blocks have to be to the swap post by May 2nd. Luckily, she lives in Houston, so it would only take a few days to get there after I ship it. But my goal is to have them ready to ship by the end of this next week. So this week's goals, and I'll go grab the baby quilt in just a second as well, because I have The binding sewn on. It is back from Jamie. It is quilted. It is so cute. And the binding is sewn on, and I have it clipped to do handwork. So, yeah, this week I have to get the binding on the baby quilt done because the baby shower is this upcoming weekend. So it actually legit has to get done. I need to mail my economy blocks by the end of this weekend or this upcoming next week, or like Monday or Tuesday of like next week, the following week, not like Monday, Tuesday in 3 days, but the Monday before the final, before the second, before May 2nd. So yeah, and I want to get this bag done and possibly also, if I can, get the woven quilt done. So that way next week I can start recording the videos for the cat sew along and start working on that because, yeah, I'm super excited. I need to get that going. But yeah, let me go grab the baby quilt really fast. Okay, so here is the baby quilt. So Jamie did this really pretty swirl in the pink, and then in the main blocks, it's these like scrolly, they look like hearts, but they're just scrolls that end up looking like hearts. And then on the like edges, in the incomplete ones, she just did some meandering. So that's what it looks like on the front. So all the complete squares have the scrolly hearts, and then all of the side triangles have just meandering. And look how pretty. So like, I love that it's the same, but you can tell like the variation from me hand dyeing this pink. But I do love that I'm using the same color as this for the binding because it just, these kind of, they have a place to go and to like finish off. And it just looks so good. And then on the back, because we had talked about her doing the quilting in a light pink for like on the front. And so that way it would also maybe like blend in the back. But I'm actually really glad that she did white because now the back, you can really see like that quilting pattern and it looks just stunning. And you can really see like the variegation in my dye job. Just like how pretty it went. And then for the label, so they haven't picked out a name yet because I messaged my cousin and I said, by any chance, can I know her name to put it on the quilt label? And he said, we haven't fully decided yet. So I said, okay, well, I'll leave a section at the top. So I'm going to leave this little area blank. And I said, all you have to do is just write her name in a thin point Sharpie. But then I'm going to sign it. I'm going to, put like love Kelli, and put the year. But this one says warming future generations, and it has a little old lady on it, which I'm not a little old lady, but I just thought it was so cute because it's a baby quilt. And yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was super cute out of all of my options. I thought that one might be like the sweetest. And so this is, so whenever I'm sewing on the binding, I have pins going and tacking it down, and I face the points out towards where the binding is. So, so that way it stays like nice and tacked down. And then before I do that, I iron the edges in, so that way they're already folded and tucked on in the binding. Excuse me. And then whenever I am, oh my gosh, whenever I am putting on the clips for the binding, I go ahead and I put the pins around, and I overly pin it, but it holds it into place, and then I whip stitch. And so sometimes, depending on, like, whenever I use muslin or white as like my backing, or like a really light color, I'm already going to be using like white or cream to whip stitch the binding on, depending on the color of the binding. So I don't have to switch thread colors. But what I'll probably do here, if I might do white around the label, but I may do a light pink all the way around it. So whenever I am using the same color, I start right here, I go up and over, and then this is where I start my actual binding, and then I just come back around, and then I just continue on. And so the start of the label is actually like where the end of tacking down the binding on my quilt is. And I do the same process even if I do switch colors. So anyways, that is what we have. And so we have this cute pink speckly fabric. We have the cute little cat heads. We have the flamingos, the little quilt block fabric. And then all of these blocks are the same. So the same two prints, cat heads and the little speckles. We have the cute little pink bows and pink strawberries. And then in the other block, we need to go one more over. We have the cute little quilting blocks again, the little flamingos, these cute little heart wheels with little pink hearts, and then these cute little hearts with the little tiny cats. So super cute. I love how this came out. The pink came out more beautiful than I ever could have imagined. Honestly, like I've dyed a lot of fabric. If you've been around on my channel for a long time, you know I dye a lot of my own cross stitch fabric because I can't find what I want, or I don't want to spend that kind of money. So I just dye it. I dye something myself. I don't know. I also I've dyed my own threads. So I've dyed fabric for quilting before, but not on this scale, like not to kind of like make a cohesive like look, but I just couldn't find a pink that I wanted to spend that much money on. So I think though, typically for like a baby present, I normally do like a $50 gift card and like a box of diapers or something. So it's around 75 bucks. Sometimes I buy one or two like small gifts and a box of diapers and it totals around 50, but typically I spend between $50 and $75 on a baby gift. This, because of the quilting and buying the fabric and all of that kind of stuff, is like, I think the total is somewhere around like 80, 85. So really not that bad. I did, like I dyed it myself. I didn't do the quilting myself, which was a goal that I originally had, but finishing it myself and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's a lot more special. And maybe one day I'll be able to do the quilting myself on this, but I was able to get it quilted and everything for $47. The fabrics, I think, cost me like $25 for the low volumes, and I got the 1.5 yards of the muslin for like $13, and then I dyed it. So like $4 worth of dye because I bought one new color and all the rest I already owned. So really not that bad. And it's going to be cherished for a really long time. And I don't know, it's just super special. So I'm not adding anything to the gift. This is the gift. So hopefully that they really like it. But yeah, I know it's been another like pretty like slack week. for me, but it was just a really crazy one at work. It was my boss's last week. He had put in his 2 weeks, obviously 2 weeks ago, and it was kind of a shock for everyone. I mean, I knew the day before he turned in his paperwork, but it was a shock for a lot of people, and there was a lot to get done. It was just a crazy week. It was just a very crazy week. So I have a lot to make up for. So it is only 8:15 right now. So I am going to stay up and work on some stuff. I am going to finish this economy set and put it in the pile to be squared up. And then I'll probably start working on the bag just because I want a change of pace. And then like I'm going to mix in working on the bag and working on these and squaring these up and getting these done, and the woven quilt. And hopefully I can finish all of the things that have deadlines like within like the next like week to week and a half. I'm trying to get them done this week because I really need to work on the cat quilt so that way then I can do the skeleton quilt. And then I'm going to take a little bit of a break of promising things for other people to work on a couple of things for myself. And one of them might be remaking this bag with a couple other accent fabrics. And I'm really excited about that. So anyways, very short video this week, but I hope that y'all had a great week. And I hope that y'all are having some fun, productive sewing time, whether that's with quilting material or cross stitch. I did do a little bit more cross stitch this week, but I left it on the other side of the house. So I will show that next week. So I am getting in a little bit of cross stitch. I went to Embroidery Bee today, and that is why, but I didn't stitch the whole time because my hands started hurting. So, but one of my friends asked me where my Haid was, and I was like, dang, I should have brought her. And next month is Haid Mania. So I'm definitely going to be working on my Haid at least once a day, or at least once a week all next month, because one, I miss my girl, and two, I miss cross stitching, and stitching endless 310 sounds like a good way to get some stuff done. So anyways, hope y'all have a great weekend. I will see y'all in next week's video. Bye everyone.